So let's bring in a first on Fox Business interview, Duke Energy North Carolina President David Fountain. David, tell us where you stand right now. Obviously, the storm is not there yet, but when do you expect to have your guys ready and on the ground right there at the border for when you can move in and fix the problems that do arise?
Well, Liz, I just came from our Incident Command Center here in Raleigh, and we are well prepared to respond to this massive storm. We have amassed a restoration army of over 20,000 personnel, over 10,000 personnel from Duke Energy, not just from here in North Carolina and South Carolina, but also from our territories in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Florida. And then we've got crews from neighboring utility states from as far away as Texas who are here to help us respond as well. So we're anxious to get to work, and we look forward to a safe restoration process as soon as this storm passes.
How are you telling your customers to prepare? Let's say they're leaving their homes, and I guess you would look for tree branches and make sure that you can at least cut them off or pull them down in advance so that they don't become projectiles which pull down the power lines.
Well, we're certainly advising all of our customers to heed the warnings from state, local, and national officials about the significance of this storm. And as customers continue to heed those warnings and evacuate, we're asking them to remember not to drive through any floodwaters or anything like that that may emerge over the next few days, and to stay away from downed power lines. Safety is our top priority here, and we want to ensure the safety of the public as well as the safety of the crews who are going to be working around the clock to be able to restore the power to so many of our customers that we're expecting to be impacted.
FEMA Director Brock Long said during this hour yesterday that, in essence, the power could be off for weeks. And in fact, we were hearing that there's a run on these things. These cans, some of them are propane, some of them have different kinds of chemicals in them to heat food. And that's really disturbing, that if you're looking at the inability to actually cook and to stay warm, and these things are selling out, what does that say to you about the severity of this storm that's expected?
Well, Liz, if this storm comes ashore in North Carolina as a Category 4 hurricane, it'll be the first time since Hurricane Hazel in the 1950s that we will have experienced a Category 4 hurricane. So the significance of this storm is unprecedented, at least in my lifetime. We are really prepared to respond as soon as it's safe to do so, and we're asking all of our customers to take precautions now, just like Governor Cooper in North Carolina and Governor McMaster in South Carolina have urged residents to do.
We appreciate the fact that you took the time to get in front of a camera. I know how busy you guys are over at Duke, and thank you for being prepared ahead of all of it, David. Thanks to you and your team.
Well, thanks very much. We're anxious to get to work here. Like I said, this is going to be a multi-week restoration effort, not just a multi-day restoration effort. But at Duke Energy, we won't rest until we get the last outage restored.
I'm sure that's music to your customers' ears, knowing that. And we're looking at stocks, by the way, of everything from the home improvement names to Duke Energy, which is always knowing that it has to extend the millions of dollars to reinstall power, but the generators. You got all of those names, and so as we look at some of these stocks, you can see they are on the move.